Moody's just downgraded the U.S. sovereign credit rating, again. This came right after Trump's triumphant return from the Middle East and after the Fed adjusted its entire policy framework, both moves seen as positive for the dollar. So, why the downgrade now? If it's not intentional, then what is it? The White House reacted quickly, firing back, calling the move politically motivated and accusing Moody's of lacking credibility. Clearly, Wall Street and DC are now fully aware of each other's intentions. They're stepping on each other's turf. Sure, manipulating markets once or twice might be overlooked, but trying to control long-term trends in capital markets? That's a different game. A counterattack is inevitable. If financial capital doesn't push back in the next few years, it's basically handing the reins to Don the Con. Right now, the power struggle over narrative control is out in the open, and America looks more divided than ever. You've got the White House, the Fed, and the rating agencies, supposed to be working for the nation, serving the markets, now openly contradicting each other. So who's really thinking about the country? Who's putting the America first? Or more importantly, are any of their moves really in the public's interest? Everyone's playing both sides. The White House raises tariffs, saying it's for bringing manufacturing and jobs back. But the results? Zero upside, full marks for negative impact. GDP dipped into the red in 1Q. Meanwhile, the president and his cabinet made a fortune trading stocks. The Fed refuses to cut rates, claiming it's to fight inflation and defend the dollar. But at the same time, financial capital is profiting off of government debt. Every bond issued now comes with sky-high interest. They just revised their policy framework again, essentially denying the idea of short-term rate cuts and pointing toward even higher long-term rates. Rating agencies are being even harsher, downgrading without any actual defaults, which reduces demand and pushes Treasury yields even higher. No side is actually solving any problems, they're just clearing paths for their own interests. Let us look at who benefits from what. Cutting interest rates would stimulate the economy, but it would also drain the banks of their massive $3 trillion in foreign capital. Lower rates mean deposit flight, which means the Fed has to print more money, expand the balance sheet, which pushes down the dollar, triggering even more capital flight. It's a vicious cycle. If interest margins stay high, and deposits leave more slowly. Officially, the story is still for the dollar, for inflation, but in reality, the Fed seems to be prioritizing the bankers' interests over those of American. The White House, meanwhile, is all in on stocks, but it still needs voter support. Can it win midterms without satisfying Wall Street? Doubtful. The promises from the Middle East tour, nearly $2 trillion in potential deals, might help. However, history tells us not to get too excited. In 2017, Saudi Arabia promised $450 billion in deals, only arms deals materialized. This time? If $500 billion of the $2 trillion actually lands, that's already a success. The rest depends on lower-level cooperation, and support from monetary policy. So what does the White House do? Give Wall Street something in return, like narrative control over capital markets. Let them dictate the ups and downs again. Otherwise, why would they help for free? When the economy collapses, the bankers can buy assets on the cheap. They've already offloaded tech stocks, turning banks into tech finance hybrids. From June onward, they can push debt defaults, crash the system, and pick up the pieces, just like always. Look at Birmingham, UK's second largest city. It declared bankruptcy in 2023 and still runs. The same could happen in the US. Financial capital makes money whether markets go up or down. The real question is, who decides which direction? That's what narrative power looks like. Right now, capital syndicates still have the edge.